boop. Do 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 do. Whoop 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 whoop. What's up, party people? It's Elizabeth and Roman with the Parker Fam Network. Today we're going to talk about first year must-haves and tips. Yeah! Are you excited? Roman just turned 1 August 4th, and I was just going through the things that we really needed, didn't need, and I figured we'd make a video about essentials. You're very cuddly this morning. Now on this list, we're not going to talk about the obvious, like buy diapers, onesies, cribs, all that. We're going to talk about that list of, should I actually buy this? So if you're a first-time parent, mom or dad, hopefully this video will help you. And just a little background, I'm not necessarily a minimalist, but I'm one of those that I don't want to spend money on things that I don't need to. So before you start going crazy on your registry or filling your nursery, let's just talk about the things that we really needed and that we didn't. So the first thing that I feel like you need to invest in or get is a bassinet. Now the bassinet that we got was a Halo, and it was really nice to be able to swivel him back and forth. I think we got the level 2 or the tier 2. I think there are 4 total, and the one that we got came with a sound machine. It vibrated the bassinet or whatever. I mean, we never used it. Having him right next to me gave me a peace of mind during the night. I was able to check up on him whenever I needed to. The next thing is a boppy. Now whether you're nursing or formula feeding, it is really good to have because 8-pound, 10-pound, 12-pound baby gets heavy after a couple minutes. And I actually suggest a U-shaped pillow. It doesn't have to be a boppy. That's the brand, I think. It's good to put something around your stomach so that you can place both arms at the same time while you're feeding. And they grow up with them. So there are different stages for different age groups. So they're not used just for feeding. The next item on our list is a sound machine. A sound machine is good to have so that you can dull out the outside noises. There are apps that you can use for a sound machine. No, stop. What are you doing? But it's nice to have an outside device from your phone. Now I've done the apps, YouTube, whatever, but as soon as you get a call or an alarm goes off, it just disrupts everything. Okay, well you gotta be gentle with her. So I just say, go ahead and invest in a sound machine. The next items are hooded towels. Now we put really good hooded towels on our registry, and I know they're a little expensive. I think it's like 2 to 4 hooded towels for like 20 bucks or something. Because putting a hood over a baby that just got out of a warm bath not only soothes them, but keeps the warmth in. And about the 5 or 6 month mark, we actually went to TJ Maxx or one of those stores, and we bought a 3-pack for $10. And it was that material, I think it was like microfiber or something, and it just does not get the job done as really good baby towels. Do yourself a favor and go ahead and invest in really good towels. And while we are on the subject of hooded baby towels, get baby washcloths. Having baby washcloths is so much better for your baby's skin, and they're not as rough as regular washcloths. So if you want to scrub dinner or dirt off of your baby's face, having those baby washcloths are sensitive enough for them to not get irritated. Mwah, I love you. The next thing on our list is containment furniture. Now, what does that mean exactly? That means that you can stick your baby in a piece of furniture safely so that you can do whatever you need to do. Whether you get really frustrated and you just need a couple minutes to yourself, or you need to run to the restroom real quick. So the first few months we had this, and it was really nice because it was a rocker and it had a little bit of music. Nope. Which we got from a coworker. Can you say thank you, Miss Lorna? And as your baby gets older, you're gonna need something bigger. So I suggest that you invest in a playpen or a pack and play, whatever they call it these days. I used to call it playpen. So we got a playpen that included a bassinet, which I think most do these days. So when your child is really little, you can be more level with them. And then as your child gets older, you can take that little bassinet part out and just use the playpen. And we also got, oh my gosh, we also got our playpen from generous coworkers. They say thank you. Not be so fussy. All right, I had to put Bubby asleep. He was getting a little fussy. So we're going to continue this video without him. You just need something to put your baby in safely so that you can do whatever you need to do for the next couple minutes. I'm not saying that you could use these to put them in there and leave them for an hour. That's not what this is for. Put them in there for a couple minutes max. That's it. Your baby shouldn't be unsupervised. Next on our list are changing tables or changing pad that is stomach height. We did this for the first few weeks and my back was screaming. So having your baby at a level where you can reach without having to strain would be really good for you and your baby. You want to be as comfortable as possible whenever you're with your child so you can focus more on your child. Now, if you're nursing and you're pumping, it'll be a really good idea for you to have extra pump parts and extra bottles with caps. It's a good idea for you to sanitize and change your pump parts as often as possible. Try to sanitize every day. And when you're replacing your parts, especially if you're an exclusive pumper like I was for a few months, you need to replace your pump parts because they do tend to get worn down. And if your baby's formula fed, make sure that you watch the expiration dates. I think as soon as you open a thing of powdered formula, it's good for just 1 month. And if you're transitioning to baby food, make sure you only keep the baby food in the refrigerator up to 3 days max. And then after that, just throw it out. Next on our list is a waterproof mattress cover and extra fitted crib sheets. The last thing you need is a blowout in the middle of the night and you only have 1 fitted sheet and you don't have extras. That's what happened to me. Muslin blankets. Now, those aren't just for swaddling, but it's also to cover your baby. So when you're out and about in your stroller and your baby's in an infant car seat, you could just drape a muslin blanket over them and it wouldn't be too hot. It doesn't necessarily trap the heat if you're in a warm climate, but it shields your baby. And since your baby is too young to wear masks, having that over them would be a really good barrier for protection. Now here are some extras that should be on your list. Nail clippers, extra bulb syringes. I had one in the kitchen and one next to my baby's crib. A thermometer, petroleum jelly, and a baby monitor. The one that we have is called Safety First, and we can put it on any of our devices, and it just gives us a peace of mind knowing that he is safe. Now let's get into some tips. The first tip that I have is put more on your registry. But before you go crazy on your registry, be sure to ask your family, friends, coworkers for any hand-me-downs or secondhand things, just so that you can fill your registry with stuff that they can spend their money on, what you actually need. So rule of thumb, for every expensive item you have, you should always have 2 inexpensive items, just so that everybody has options. Tip number 2, don't buy brand new. Go to Once Upon a Child, shop the Facebook Marketplace, whatever secondhand or thrift store that you can go to, because your baby grows out of things like that. Tip number 3, buy diapers or wipes in bulk if you can. I know that some people can't afford it, but it's just so much cheaper to get things in bulk rather than get one thing at a time. Tip number 4, have a lot of burp cloths and bibs. The first 6 months, your baby's drooling all over the place, getting all over their outfits. You have to change their outfit 50 times a day. Just save yourself some hassle and get bibs. And I suggest that you get bibs that don't have embroidery on it, because that embroidery part of the bib is not absorbent. So just get you some plain bibs for around the house. And if you're out and about and you really want to, you can save those cutesy little ones for those special occasions. Tip number 5, this has saved my husband and I a little bit of hassle. Buy disposable pads for the changing pad. Now it's good to have changing pad covers, but with those blowout diapers, it has just saved us so much hassle. It was nice to just toss it in the trash whenever we needed to. And we still use them to this day. Side note for the registry, make sure you put things that are appropriate for all types of ages and not just what you need for the first couple months. I read this tip before I started my registry and it helped me out so much. Like putting a high chair, putting 6-month, 9-month, 12-month onesies on there, and different size diapers. Everyone's gonna want to give you size 1 diapers. They're not gonna stay in that size for a long time. So it's good to have size 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. so that you can have them on hand whenever you need them. And the last thing that I'm going to leave with you are specific brands or products that we really needed. The Boudreaux butt paste is a really good brand, and anytime that baby Roman has had a rash, it's just been really good to just slap that on there and and we know it's going to be taken care of. Here is something that you think is not that important, but it is. So we went through so many different brands of wipes. There's nothing more frustrating than having your baby's ankles in one hand and you trying to wipe with the other, and you trying to pull out the wipes, and it's just like a steady stream, like you're in a magic show. My husband and I did some research. We went to Walmart and got pretty much a pack of every single brand that we could find, and we stumbled upon the Huggies Natural Care. And this is just one of those things that we just like to invest in, just because we just cannot stand pulling more than one wipe out at a time. We didn't think it would be a big deal, but it ended up being a huge deal. Next is having Tylenol, just for those teething days or when your baby has a fever and not feeling well. Gripe water. Gripe water is good for hiccups, it's good for a bubbly tummy, and it just makes your baby more comfortable. But with the Tylenol and the gripe water, make sure that you read the correct dosage and make sure that you ask your pediatrician. The next brand name product that I suggest you have is the Dr. Brown's bottles. These bottles have this little insert that regulates the pressure in a bottle, and it's okay to not have that for older babies, but for younger babies who might have colic or just inhales milk. And if you don't like the insert, you can go without it. So I'm actually thinking about making a part 2 for this video. So I figured I'd just go over the things that stuck out the most in my mind over the past 12 months since it's super fresh. And if you want to see a part 2 to this video, make sure you comment down below. Make sure you like this video, subscribe. It helps out my channel so much. And until next time, bye guys.